Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. I wanted to ask, you said when price closes above the mid-Bollinger Band, we should expect a reversal. Then I want
Mm-hmm.
to know what type of reversal do you expect? Is it a short reversal for a few hours or it's a complete change of the trend?
No, no, no. You don't want a complete change of a train. You just want a reversal. Just a reversal into your re-entry zone, right? You just want
Mm-hmm.
a reversal into your into your re-entry zone on that time frame, on that same
Yes.
time frame. That's just all. You just need a reversal
Okay.
to your zone on that same time frame. So that don't make it complicated. Don't make it don't
Mm-hmm.
make trading too complicated for you. So that you don't stress. For example, I
Okay.
think we did this one together. This one we did it together.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember, where we had price close above the Bollinger Band. This was on the H4. Price close above the Bollinger Band. What do we expect? We expect price. We know price always come back inside this our re-entry zone. Yeah, you remember. So I told you if price is coming here, these were the zones we marked out. If you remember, where if you check our chart, these were the zones we marked because I sent this to chat me and you. I told you price we
Mm-hmm.
come to this zone, or price comes to this zone, or price comes to this zone. These are the re-entry zones I expect because it will be inside our re-entry. It's going to be inside our blue moving averages. You get it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
inside our blue moving averages. So what happened? Price came to this first one. These are zones. It's the BBMA just help you just to guide where price may actually come to this. You understand? It's not like
Yeah.
don't take it too much as a big deal. It should not confuse you. Just help you direct you where price may come back to reverse. And what happened? Price actually came back to the zone, which was check BBMA. It was inside the right zone. This was the first one because this first one I was expecting it. The second one I was expecting it, but I was expecting a reaction inside any of them. You understand? So once price have already
Mm-hmm.
got to your level and you see have seen a reaction, this was there was a reversal. So what happened one time from lower? But I don't actually like looking for key levels on. I don't actually fancy looking for key levels on the H4 time on the H4 time frame because it's not that valid. So what do we have
Mm-hmm.
here? We had this was our tab, and where was our break of structure? Here we should be our break of structure because it was to the right, to the left side, but it was just closer, not too further like here. So we had this break of structure to the upside. Here was the break of structure. So again, if you want to use your Gantt tool or your Fibonacci, where we be putting it, where you got your break of structure, it's in here. Let me see exactly. Oh, let me check for H4. H4 is not that. Is there, you can see this, there's an engulfing here on H4, like an other block engulfing. But let's stick to where we have a break of structure. Here was a break of structure, where we be looking out for this guy, Tagan to from there to here. I see. Place it from there to
Yes.
here. So what are you do looking for? You're looking for 50% of that zone. So mark it out, mark out 50% of that zone. You pull exactly 50% of that zone. Forget about weeks. Just want the body.
Mm-hmm.
So take this off. Then we're looking for a key level inside this zone here. So I think I went to the higher time frame, and the only key level I had was this one down here. You understand? But sometimes price may not actually come down here. So whenever I have this key level here, the price, I notice price is already coming to a 50% level. Price 50% level is inside here, and this one is further away from that 50% level. So I'll go back to 1 hour time frame. And 1 hour time frame, I thought I was just lying there, clean and healthy. So what the reason I took this one which failed was because I was actually looking at this QMR. Can you see? I was actually looking at this QMR expecting it to hold, but I was wrong because I ignored this guy here. See this RBS resistance about to turn into a support. Can you see these zones? These are zones I should have marked. We should were inside our 50% retracement. So line chart on saw which one got respected. This was liquidity price respected this one. So where should have been my entry here? You see, then maybe I put my stop loss below our 50% low, our 50% zone. You understand? Entry below our 50% zone. So that was it. I think 15 minutes. Let me see if we needed any refinement. No refinement. That was just a clear setup because it was actually clear H1. And we had this buy to the upside. I missed it because I was in a haste. You understand? I was in a haste and all those stuff. So that's why I didn't actually see this. So let me take it again over. H4. But I said I don't actually like the H4 for. This was what we had here. This reverse. I think I sent it to you, Stella. Let me see.
Yes, yes, it is.
I sent it to your chat, right?
Yes,
Yeah, I sent it to you. So, okay, yeah, Stella, yeah. Voila. This was the setup. I told you we had this zone where price would actually react from this one. Can you see?
yes.
Where price will actually react from here. And we had this other zone where price may actually react from here. Then we had this open close. I think no, it was not this open, we had this one. Yeah, like a QMR. Where we expected price to actually react from. So any of these, we just wanted price to react from any of these. Wait, that's stop again. We just wanted price to react from any of these. We are good to go. So this was our reaction. Price came to the first one and take everything, make everything more clean.
So like in my head, for this VBMA stuff, like we just need to use it on the daily time frame just to support our potential and our potential entry.
Yes,
Like
yes, yes. You can use it on the 4 hours. You can use it on the daily because re-entry actually works on the 4 hours very well. It works
mhm,
more on the 4 hours than on the daily. This is that I prefer the daily because it gives me a good for my storylines. I can start a clear storyline on the
mhm,
daily, which I'll actually make money from it. Like I must make money if I start to do this, the daily storyline. If I just have a daily storyline like
yes,
daily rejects daily, then I have a break of structure. I'm going to make money. It's a must. You understand? It's a must. So
yes.
what we have? We have price came into this key level. Look, why I choose this key level was because of this A shape. We had this and RBS. You understand? A resistance was broken. Resistance was broken. So yeah, it's going to turn into a support. So price went up, came back down. So line chart,
Mhm.
candlestick chart, price came tapped, and we had this reversals. This was a reversal. And what happened? Time frame lower. Let's even cut price. About it's cut price here. Okay. The price tapped. What are you waiting for? 1 hour time frame. You're looking for just a breakout. Nothing more. Just a breakout structure. So where was our first touch? Here was our first touch here. And we just noticed there was just a break of structure zone just above. Line chart, you're going to see it more clearly. So you can use your line chart to mark it out.
Okay.
Can you see? You mark it out. So now, just allow price to its thing. The one is also to be broken, not tested like this to be broken. This one is just respecting its own key level. This one came to this key level here on the 1 hour time frame and is sold off to TP. This one just respects its own key level. So you want this one to be broken. This is strong key level because price actually reacted from it. You want this key level to be broken before we know that we are bullish. So let's see. Next candle giving us weeks. Broke structure to the upside. Can you see? Yeah, this break of structure to the upside. Here was the close. Here was the beginning of our move. Simply take your gun to this from where you had your break of structure down to the end of that candle. So you're simply trying to mark something like an order block. An order block will engulf you. So you want 50% of that level. This is 50% of this level. Mark 50% of that level. That's all. So now what do you want to do from here? I told you to look for your entry again. go one time frame higher to see where price is actually going to come to. So on this higher time frame, where price we expect price to come right to this V-shaped key level, like test this V-shaped key level and go up, which is very, very possible. But now I want my entry to be always inside this zone. I think I always want my entry to be inside this my 50% retracement zone. So what am I going to do? I'll go back lower since I'm not having what I actually want on the higher time frame. Okay, here's this guy. So now, which key level do we have inside? I told you before, I mistook this one. I was hoping price would come to this QMR. Yeah, there's this QMR and go up to the upside. That's what I was actually expecting, but I was wrong because this was an RBS standing right here, an A-shaped key level. And this was also another a V-shaped key level standing right here inside this R1. You understand? So I price didn't actually need to come down here because this was already 50%. This 50% simply means price will come and tap at the 50% here and go up. Understand? Majority of the time price just come tap at this 50% and go up. Whenever I have no entry, I'll just enter at this 50% level. So I always want it to be at 50% or inside the 50%, not below this 50%, because below this 50%, I have nothing to do here. Are you getting? So now this was where I was supposed to mark out my entry. Um, this one, first one, but when I've seen liquidity first, I don't just mark it out like that. Let's see, I think this should be my confirmation for liquidity. Then I can take all these off now. Then I'll have to switch by here. You can place below here for this order block. Where are you targeting? The main overall high of this guy. So what do we have? Your price. This thing, this was a tap into the key level, into the zone. This was a tap into your entry zone here. What are you seeing? We have price to the upside. So I think, let me see if we had actually look for, okay, we have trend line, match with our trend line. So you can also add your trend line conferences. We had this trend line conference here. This was our tap here. Are you seeing how everything is making sense, right? It's actually not difficult. This thing is actually not difficult. So we are even this X, the QMR trend line, turn your line chart, you see it clearly. Why is it here? You see here. Okay, we had price came tap, and we had our move to the upside. It was a solid move. Let's see how many risks to reward that was. I actually missed this trade and I was very, very heartbroken. That should be 1 is to 33 risks to reward. Not every time you even see 1 is to 33 risks to reward in forex trading. Even 1 is to 10. It's very, very difficult. This was how this one was. Simply using, I think, BBME on H4. Let's see. Let's do more. Let's do more. Let's do more. Let's check another one. Yeah, price never came. Price crossed here. Price crossed above the zone here. This was our directional candlestick telling us we are bullish. Directional. So we're expecting price to come back inside this zone here. Maybe price never came out, but I'll always come back here because I know this is my open close where price is coming back to this guy. Price where price came back to this open close here before going up to the upside. For moving to the upside, take off this email plates. Okay, okay. So okay. So now, yeah, we had this a valid key level, a valid open close key level. We already have liquidity inside. So in the Malaysian way, they call this miss, MISS. They call it a miss, means liquidity. So price comes back, tap here, and we have to buy to the upside. See on lower time frames. It's a clear setup because we had on H4 we had an open close, and on H1 we have this V-shaped SNR. So this was actually a confirmation for me to take a buy from here. I see it's a confirmation to take a buy from there. So that was a good setup. So, but if I wanted to confirm this, all of the stuff, I wait for a breakout. This was a breakout from here, a breakout from here. You get another breakout from there, simply confirming to my confirmation and on higher time frame. I think higher or lower time frame. Because higher will not be clear. Higher is clear. Then I'll need to go lower time frame, maybe on 15 minutes to get an entry into this one. And I'm already seeing something there, 15 minutes. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. That person around 15-minute time frame. So we can actually enter there, stop loss below the zone, and actually buy to the upside. So if you have any question, you can ask me before this Zoom call ends because I haven't paid for my subscription. I think they sent me an
Can you
email.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you still.
Okay. So when you showed your chart, I noticed like when the candlestick it closes above the higher Bollinger Band, the top Bollinger Band, and then it reverses from the moving average. But then sometimes you see maybe price has closed above the Bollinger Band, but then you want to look for a trend of the entry. And then you just previously mentioned about the directional candlestick, if I'm not mistaken, that when you see it, there's a high probability for price to be placed to a moving average. I just want to be sure because it's not all the time that when you see price closing above it, uh, uh, you can miss the entry, but then what is the other factor that can help you determine that, okay, if you see this, potentially price might also react from this particular zone. I don't know if you understand my question.
Okay, like another confirmation.
Not
So,
really like another confirmation. Okay, like this your chart that you have now. I see, okay, price closed above the top Bollinger Band and retraced on a moving average before going up. But now
mhm,
imagine you come, you see price closed above the top Bollinger Band, it retraced, it went up, and then it's coming back down.
mhm.
Where would you start considering your uh your trend? I don't know how I can even explain this question.
You need to
Uh,
draw it. All right.
hmm?
For instance, right, look at whenever price close, like for instance, on this one, we had price close above this on the 15 minutes, right? So let me just show you an example. For instance, here on this 15 minutes, price closed above the Bollinger Band. Can you see it? Price close above the Bollinger Band. What am I waiting for? The day price decides to enter this lower Bollinger, this inside this moving average low. We call this a moving average low, this two, the moving average low, and we call this red one as a moving average high. So whenever price decides that, okay, I want to go today to the moving average low, that's where I'll start going and start targeting my zones. Because when price is here, I mean, okay, once price have broken above, for instance, like this, I'm like, okay, our momentum is bullish. Forget about what's happening here. Our momentum is bullish. Okay, so what will I be looking out for? Just seeing what price is doing. Momentum is bullish. My momentum is bullish here. Inside these zones here, which zones can price actually come and react, which is going to match with this moving average low? Are you getting? And maybe before price want to come, maybe if I choose a zone here, before price want to come down here, this moving average low is going to be here. So what do I do? I'll come and start market. These are my resistance zones. These are my resistance zones. Yeah, I have this one. You understand? I can mark them out. These three zones. But this is another zone here, this open close. You get? I'll just mark them out as I did on the other one I showed you guys. So what am I expecting price to come to any of these zones? And once price comes to this zone, is it matching with this my moving average low? You get that's always my question. So for instance now, I will monitor, I'm monitoring no new key level is being created yet I can actually consider. Are you understanding? So I'm monitoring, having price playing out. Okay. Price comes into this key level, into this our moving average low. This is our moving average low. Here, price comes, taps into this moving average low. But we notice what price sneaked inside this our key level zone. I see price sneak into this our key level zone. And what happened? This on a 15 minutes. So we have liquidity here. If you take it out now, because we don't want our chart to be dated, we don't want people to be seeing these lines on our chart. You understand? Always take these lines off, even though because it helps us, right? But it looks so unprofessional. You understand? Don't go and screenshot somewhere and they see your chat, they see lines and they say, oh, who's teaching you? We say, I'm the one. So we had this our liquidity price comes taps into the key level. I see. And this key level is matching with because price came inside our entry zone. So we're going to see price delivers. I see price delivers clearly. Simple. Simple because we had liquidity. Tap here became on fresh. Post the candlestick became fresh again. Does that answer your question?
Mm, okay,
Kind of.
partially. Okay, let's just say you come when you've analyzed the market using the algorithmic strategy and other stuff, and you just want to use BDMA as of a confluence. Then
Mhm.
when you come, you said you need to consider the moving average, the, those moving averages
The
for as
re-entries.
POIs for entry.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
POS, exactly.
Now, yes. Do you consider it whenever you see you called it an MHV that price closes above the upper Bollinger Band? If you don't see it and then you analyze the market, but then your QI matches with the moving average. But
Mhm.
before seeing the moving average, it's not seeing price close either above a Bollinger Band or below the lower Bollinger Band. You still consider the moving average.
Yeah, all right. I think I'm okay to yes, yeah. So for instance, here, price haven't gone above our in Japan, but price comes inside this re-entry zone. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, you can actually consider. I think I told you BBMA well now. We have this one, this an early CSAK buy. Early CSAK. If price comes inside here, you can take it. You understand? If you remember well, this was an early CSAK. We had this momentum. We had even this direction when price closed above this year. We had this as an early direction. We expect a re-entry here. Then when price closed above here, this is a momentum buy. We expect a re-entry here. And price closed above just above this moving average is called an early CSAK. So it's actually valid to you can take it. It's actually very valid. You can take it when it comes inside. But I always wanted to close above this Bollinger Band. You understand? To be more on the safe side. I just wanted to close above the Bollinger Band.
Mhm.
So simply, without using this Bollinger Bands is simply it just guides you. You get it just for me, I wouldn't say for everyone. For me, it just guides me like for me not stressing to start looking for break of structure and all those things. I just come in the market, I look at this and I get my trend. Because with this, you just to come now, price have broken structure here, price have broken structure here, price have broken structure. Yeah. So what happens? Price have broken structure, we have an inducement, then price comes taps. So, if you understand your break of structure, there's no need using this BBMA stuff. You understand? If you understand break of structure, no need using BBMA. Just need to determine your trend, just need breaks of structure breaks of several structures. Once price break structure on the higher time frame and all those things, you go now to that lower time frame and wait for price to come to any key level which you're expecting price to react from. I hope it's clear. So for
Okay. And
instance,
when
you
it
have
comes to the, yes,
yes,
it's very clear. When it comes to the fit tools, I see you mostly place it on this one item from the break of structure. Like,
Yes,
is
yeah.
it only on that time frame that you can use the food tool or also on the 4 hours and stuff?
We can use it even on the 4 hours where you have your break of structure. Okay, where you have your break of structure, use it
After
there.
saying like,
Once you've gotten your break of structure, once you've gotten your break of structure, just use your Fibonacci tool to see to mark your 50%.
mhm,
It won't work 90%, it won't work 100% of the time, but 80% it works. Okay, for instance, this is another example here on your USDJPY. What happened on the daily time frame? Momentum candlestick closed below the lower Bollinger Band. I see. Simply
mhm,
take this off. It's just simply break of structure. Price broke this low. I see.
yeah.
Price break this low to the downside. What happened? Once price have broken structure on the higher time frame, I would always tell you guys, you don't need to use even this indicator stuff. Price have broken structure, right? On a higher time frame. What are you expecting? Price will come back inside these zones looking for a good zone where he wants to start the storyline, a good key level to start the storyline to continue moving up. Okay, that's also.
Mhm.
Yeah, price have broken structure to the downside. What are we expecting? Price should return inside here, look for a good zone inside this zone, inside here, to start a storyline. So now, where am I expecting that? That's when me, I'm someone who always want to try shortcuts, which is it's not actually nice, but I just like trying them. So what happened? I had this guy, price comes here, price comes here. This was key level. I think this key level was gotten from should be this man. I don't know. It's somewhere. But look at what happened. This is a momentum candle sell. What happened? Price came back inside these are two red zones. I'm moving average high. I'm moving average high. These two zones. So this is a re-entry point. Using BABMA, whenever I had this, I just start selling from here. I get it. I think this was my re-entry point here. This was my key level here, this one. This was my key level where price came tap with this candlestick then. What happened? Time frame lower. That I don't need this stuff again. Take it off, hide it first. People will not see it. So what happened? Price came, tap into the zone, and we had this break of structure here. This break of structure. And if we use our FIP to just get an 80% level, this trade was actually funny because it didn't even respect the 50%. We were right above. You get so nothing I'm teaching you works 100%. Trading is a game of probability. No one will ever tell you that it works and
Mhm.
it don't work. So this was 50%, price was supposed to come 50%, somewhere around here and tap. The instead price decided to come look for a PY on the higher time frame. Ask your questions, ask your questions. I think I won't send another call again. This is the last. I think price came back to this higher time frame zone then. I have to say. So ask your questions,
Okay,
ask your
let's
questions,
see
ask your
like,
questions.
yes, I have another question. Let's see like, price retested a very key level on the daily time. Then you move maybe to the 8-4 and then you spot a break of structure. You place your feet from the break of structure to the swing high, and then now when it's
No,
done, you notice that price. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, I can hear you.
You notice price didn't respected the 50% and then it starts selling. And while selling, it forms a range and another break of structure to the downside. No, to the
Mhm.
upside. Which one are you going to consider? Since the trend normally is bearish, but then it didn't respect the 50% level up, but then it forms a range. Which one are you going to consider?
So what I'm actually saying is, for instance, if this is my 50%, let's see, can pull from here to here, from this low to this break of structure is my 50%. It's my zone. This will be my 50% here. So what I'm trying to say, if what happened, if this guy comes and doesn't respect this 50%, it comes below here.
Yes.
I'm just looking for this last resort. That's what it's called, the last resort. I get it, that's the last resort zone. Where whenever everything, even if it's bad, price will react from there. If it doesn't react, then I will take the stop loss. You understand? I'll take loss gratefully. and happily. You understand? Any other question? I hope that's clear, Stella.
But that's not actually what I thought. No, like actually, okay, let's say you see this your trade, you see there is a break of structure
Okay,
on
this,
let's say this daily, let's say this daily time frame. Then
yes.
you place your feet to up here where you place this your two piece of
Okay.
and now you notice
To place, what you're saying is you place your foot two from this high
no,
to get
like
the
where there is
range.
a break of structure,
Okay,
not
from
to
where
get the
this
range.
break of structure. Okay, all right. You don't use if you're using if you want to use this way, you don't use it on this time frame because see what happens. You won't get
And not to
price
get
of
what I'm
50%. This is what you're trying to say now. Like to place from here to this point.
no, I mean
From here,
like on
you
the
mean from
daily
here?
no, like on the daily time frame, it
Yes,
respects
yes, the daily
it
time frame.
yes, no, yes. Then you move to the lower time frame to wait for the break of
Okay,
structure.
lower time frame.
Yes, for break of structure.
But once I've gotten this break of structure here, I have nothing to do with this guy. This is my focus. Are you with me? Here's my focus.
Voilà. Like exactly, sorry, exactly what you place this to. Imagine price doesn't react to a 50% level. But now
Okay.
it instead goes down and below here, below down here, starts forming a range. It gives another break of structure, like going to the upside. Will you consider it since price is bearish? Will you consider the that break of structure and place your 50 there to be looking for potential entry?
You know what? Are you using your laptop for the call or,
Um,
or your
no,
phone?
yeah.
You're using your phone.
Like on this one, that it's a perfect example because when you go down, you see prices like trying to form a range. You go
Mhm.
down, you see it gets a break of structure like to the upside, like it's trying to go up now.
From here, from this point.
No, no, go down a bit.
Um, yeah.
Yes, no, yes, from this point.
Okay.
Will you use your feed tool because you are it's more like a counter trade? Are you still going to consider it
As a
or
break
not?
of structure. Yes, this is a break of structure. I can start buying from here.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
once price have broken structure here, I can start looking for buys. Looking for buys only from this point to the upside, targeting these highs. You
okay.
get whenever I have a break of structure. I told you when once I explained ranges, I told you this was how ranges works. Ranges works like you see on one time frame you have sweep, price goes down, you get and make it bigger and make it okay. So we have for us to start a range, we must have a sweep. You get range has begun. This was here. For us to have this other range here, for us to know if the range is ending, we must have a sweep also like this. Price comes here. You understand?
Uh-huh.
Also have a must have a sweep on the same time frame, not on lower time
Yes.
frames. So if we don't have this here like this, a sweep and price start going down, a sweep like this, we know that this range is not going to work. You understand? That means price is just going to continue from here going up. Once this one have been broken like this, then we'll have this, then price will come here. Are you getting? So whenever this has been broken, but when you don't have this here, then the range continue going up. You understand? So
Like
this
for
will
all those
confirm the
very
range.
okay, like for all those US, are you going to use the pixel to look for your entries?
Yes, you can use your Fibonacci to look for your 50% retracement. It's very, very important. You can use your Fibonacci to use your 50% retracement from this range low to this range high. You always work all the time. Just that sometimes price is crazy, price will come down to your 50%, you just go. You understand? You just need to understand those are not once you see price doing something like that, that's not a field setup. You understand? You just price being price. Because you have to know you're trading against people who are bigger than you in the market. So you're just a retail
Mm-hmm.
trader. You just need to come, take your losses, take your profits, and you move on with your life.
Yeah. Okay. I was asking because you once said that counter trades are somehow risky,
Yeah,
and
very,
when
very
like,
risky. But you can take it just
yeah,
if you've understood ranges well.
uh-huh,
You understand? If I've understood ranges, I can take. Because once I've understood ranges, I'll go to a lower time frame. I'll still have to find my ranges because there's another range inside this range. Inside all these ranges, there are
uh-huh,
ranges inside. Are you getting?
yes,
There are ranges inside this range because if we have something like, let's say like this, why is this thing okay? We have something like this. You get inside these ranges, there are also ranges. There are also stuff like this. You get there are stuff like this. So this if you're taking counter trades, this is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be catching these small guys, these smaller guys inside here.
yes,
So you also have to respect their own ranges too. Because these smaller guys have their own ranges too.
uh-huh,
You understand? So inside here, you
yes,
if on the lower time frame, you'll be like, okay, price is bullish. Meanwhile, price is actually bearish. You come to a certain zone and sell off and take you out.
uh-huh,
Get
yes. Okay.
any other question
Thank
because
you.
we're 1 minute left.
I don't have any question. Thank you.
All right, all right, all right. So if there's any other question, you can send to the question section. I'll answer it before I sleep. I will just send these two recordings tonight. So if you have any question, just send it right away this evening so that we can work on it.